On tonight's show, we have adventure racer and wellness coach, Sukie Gayle. And now for your host, KoolKard. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 121 of the Kickin with KoolKard show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys who come and show love and support the show each and every week. Whether it's live or it's on replay, I appreciate all of the love. Last week, episode 120, I did a quick recap of some interviews that I had done in the past, just highlighting some of the guests that have come on here, and also giving you guys a chance to catch up, because I just know you haven't gone back and watched all 119 episodes of the show. I just know you haven't done that for your boy yet, but I know you're gonna get around to it. But anyway, I just try to bring some what I'm gonna start doing is try to bring some guests back up on the show, recap, highlight some of their conversations, some of our conversations, let you get to know them if you missed them, just in case you missed them. All right. but no, really, I had a guest that canceled on me last minute last week, so I had to do a little recap, did a recap show, just show some love. All right, but this week I have a live guest. We back in the mix. We doing it. I have Sukie Gayle, and speaking of a recap, she's been on the show before. Came on. We talked about her health and wellness company. She's a yoga instructor. Everything. She does everything. All right, just great conversation, and you'll understand once we get into this interview. But now we're going to highlight her adventure racing career, let's call it that, because she's really doing it. She's with a team and the whole nine, and we're going to jump into that. But we're just going to talk about a lot of things have transpired since the last time she's been on, growth, everything. All right, so without further ado, let me bring her in the way I do, and let's get into this. Let's go, y'all. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you for having me back.
No doubt. Sukie Gayle, ladies and gentlemen, she is back on the show. Love having you the last time. I'm sure it's going to be a pleasure to have you this time. I'm just waiting to see where the conversation goes, because I know it's going to go, forever. So, always good energy. Hey, man, it's always good energy, always good time. Love your mind, love your spirit, your energy. So, yeah, it's fitting for my show for sure. You know what I like to do? When we start this off, I like to get in a little prayer. You okay with that?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for just allowing us to come back together for a great conversation. Energies aligned. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for waking us up this morning, just feeding us, clothing us, giving us love in our hearts, love amongst our friends and peers. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for everything that is done in your will and your way, and we just give you all the victory, all the glory, all the love, all the praise. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, Lord. Or whatever you believe in, girl.
I believe in a higher power, a universal
sure.
source. I believe in all of that.
Yeah, for sure. We were talking, you said you don't do the religion thing. I don't do it either. I was raised like that, but I don't. It's all spiritual for me, I got a connection with the man, energy, higher power, something. It's real. Got a connection. Pray every day, all day, all that good stuff, man. It's so powerful and so real. But yeah, enough about that. We could talk about that all day, but enough about that for now. We're gonna talk about you. We gave him the praise, though. We gave the praise. So hey. So
we raise the vibes.
We raise the vibes, and that's what counts. That's what counts. So I wanna kind of recap. Talked a lot about recap in the intro of the show. I want to talk about a recap of you. So you came on the show before, and we were basically highlighting your wellness company, your fitness, and all that we were doing. But we did dive into your life a little bit. You were talking about how you've separated from your husband. You were 12 years in, separated. You had this new life come up on you. You were depressed at the time. You went through a lot of things, and you came out on the other side, this new person, new energy, new love for self. So I want to know, where are you at now?
Where am I at
Where are
now?
you at now? It's been a year,
Where
right?
is
Has it
Suki now?
been about a
Suki's
year, right? Since we spoke, since the last interview, it's been about a year. Where you
has
at?
it been a year? It's been close to a year, I
Oh,
would say. And in my world, that's like almost a
man,
decade or something because,
seriously,
I'm always
seriously.
shifting and moving with how things just roll. And I just finished my first expedition race. Well, it was a 3 day
Mm,
with Team Onyx. So I I do believe I was with Team Onyx when I was on before, but
yeah,
I was training.
you were
I
training. Yeah,
Yeah, I was training. I'm extremely new in this arena. It's been a fantastic journey. It has brought me in closer to being outdoors with nature and that energy. I'm thankful for Team Onyx for getting a group of all black. We are the only all black expedition team out there.
really.
Yeah, yeah, we
Wow.
are the only ones. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
why do you think or feel that people of color are kind of oblivious to the team racing thing or the adventure racing, or they don't know about it, or they're not interested in it? Why? What's your take on that?
I believe there's a lot of conditioning. I believe there's a lot of programming, and there's a lot of walls and barriers we need to break down, and it's something that costs.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it's not an easy sport to start and get into, but once again, as all areas of sports at one point in our existence here, we were not accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Still, even when I was doing triathlons and my ex was doing triathlons, my boys were doing triathlons, like they would be the only ones. We were the only us's out there.
Wow.
Yeah, so now Team Onyx is trying to change that. That's our mission. It shows that we do belong. We do belong outdoors.
Right.
There's a lot of us who enjoy racing and kayaking. It's this thing that people think is just for a certain race or group of people that get into the water, do kayaking, mountain biking, and it's like I said, we're trying to show a different image. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's for us too. It's for
Do
us
you
too.
think that because we were, can you turn me down a little volume? I hear it kind of giving feedback. Do you think you can turn it down just a little bit? If not,
Well,
don't touch
I'm
it,
I'm
girl. Just
challenge. I'm like, as soon as I touch something, the whole thing gonna blow up.
it's
I
okay.
didn't do anything. What did I do?
Yeah, look, just hit the volume button. Just turn it down just a little bit, cause I can hear myself. And if it falls over, who cares? It's the KoolKard show. We keep it
Yeah,
rolling.
I'm good with it. I'm
Anything
good.
goes. Yeah,
Good.
you
Better.
good. Yeah, we're good. Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I hear it less now. I hear it just a little bit, but we're good. So I was asking, with us not being allowed at a period in time, do you think we got the attitude of like F it, you can have that. We're gonna do us over here, we'll do this, whatever. Or do you feel like we just write it off as like, oh, that's a white thing. That's the white thing to do.
I believe so. I believe a lot. Even in my quest of finding a partner, it was hard to find a black male who was into all that I was into because
Right.
it's not like I do it sometimes. This is my life.
Okay.
I'm an outdoor, just enthusiast. And
Right.
I'm looking for somebody who's, to match that. And it's extremely hard because as soon as I mention water, you
I
would
ain't getting
think
in that water.
Negroes from Wizard of Oz or something, like you're gonna melt. I don't know. Like I'm just like, it's just water. Like you
that's
can have that.
that's the
And
most
I'm just
peculiar
like,
thing to me, because you can have, I'm speaking on us. You can have a group of us that know how to swim and still be like, I ain't getting in that water. You ain't taking me out no boat. Like,
that part.
what?
Yeah. And that's what we're trying to change. Like, listen, this is chill, cool. Half the stuff we stress about, if you would get your ass outdoors, get
Yeah.
in a boat, just try it. It's relaxing, it's peaceful, it's better than going to the club, it's better than taking a drink. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's a stress reliever on so many different levels. I can't
We're
even begin
quick
to
to
tell
we're
you.
quick to go and hop on a yacht with bottles and women and take pictures and you know what I
Yeah,
mean. But we won't go
that part.
kayaking, canoeing.
Yeah, yeah, that part.
Yeah, man, it's funny. That is
Yeah.
just strange to me. What what led you to wanting to do the adventure racing? Because I know because you weren't doing that when you were married, right? You kind of found that after. Am
Yeah,
I
I
right?
was running marathons
Okay.
and triathlons when I was married. Our whole family was involved, and as fate has it, I got into a car accident almost 6 years ago, right before a doubleheader in LA. I was to do a
Oh wow.
15K and then run a half marathon right afterwards. Um, that 2 weeks prior, I got into an accident. They told me that I would never run again after that accident.
Oh man.
They said I tore both my meniscus. And as a healer, when I went in and they told me they wanted to, it was just so quick how they already had me, lined up for surgery. And I was just like, hold up. As long as I could walk, as long as I can move my legs, I can heal. I can heal. It might take time
Right.
and a little bit, I had to take time off, but it was, I went to a bit of depression after that because I couldn't even do yoga. I couldn't even bend. I couldn't even walk downstairs,
Wow.
straight on. I would have to go sideways. And so I'm a pure example that with diligence, diet, and literally committing yourself to healing, I mean, look at what I'm doing now. After they
Yeah,
told
that's a
me they
testimony
needed to tear into my knees.
for them telling you that
Um,
you would never do what you're doing again to be
exactly. It's
doing like basically adventure racing is kind of like an I don't want to say obstacle course. I guess I could say that for lack of better term, but you're doing different events in this
yeah.
race, right? What does that consist of? What does that look like?
So there's usually they call them disciplines. There's three. There's a paddle of some sort, like kayaking, canoeing. I can honestly tell you, I don't like canoeing. It's harder. I love kayaking. The second part is mountain biking, which takes up, I would say, majority of what we just did, sea to sea, and trekking. And it's broken up. The biggest thing that's different about these races is that it's orienteering. Basically, you're having to map your way through these courses yourself and find the best way to get to checkpoints.
So
So you get more points by.
this is
Mhm.
like Amazing Race.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I never saw that, but let me tell you, it's an amazing story, amazing race. Okay, no, seriously, dead ass. So it's a couple years ago. Like I said, I realized I was using. We don't realize we use what we feel legitimate excuses to not do something anymore because it was hard. So I legitimately said I got into an accident. My knees are jacked up. I'm not going to start back running again. But it was bothering me. So one day it was during the holidays. I was watching TV and I saw on Amazon Prime it was the world's toughest race. And
Mm-hmm.
it was 11 days through Fiji. And the only all black team that was on there was Team Onyx. So, of course, I'm super excited. I haven't been, I mean, I watched all of it that night. I'm just like, all of a sudden, that that energy, that it just lit something back,
Yeah, it showed you
that
what you
was
were supposed to
dead
be doing with your life.
within me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just and I it was 11 days through through Fiji, and I'm thinking like 11 days of kayaking and pushing your body to the point of like, I mean, that part to me was just even in the race we just did, the biggest thing about doing what we do is seeing how far you actually can go. When you really think you got this much, you really have an infinite infinite amount of energy, and I can't explain like how much we more we can do, but we
We limit
put ourselves in
ourselves.
this box,
Yeah, we limit
you
ourselves.
know. And so being a part of this team, which God, it got some we got some phenomenal athletes, and I could tell you, like being new, you know, I'm thankful. They're super humble, super helpful. It's like a family, you know. Cliff, you know, our president and the founder of Team Onyx, just God, I call him like super badass, and but he's humbled as well. Like, you know, love his energy. Um, I can't, you know, say enough about how thankful I am to be a part of this team.
So after seeing that, and you figured it, you realized that you know what, this is what I'm supposed to be doing in my life again. How did you reach out to them? How did you join?
Well, that's
What's that
another
like?
phenomenal story. I didn't reach out to them. I didn't think I was going to be a part of that team. You know, I'm like, I'm just starting. So I'm the type of person that I make a goal. I don't care what it is. If it's something I feel I wanted to do, so 11 days, I said maybe by the time I get to 50, I could start now. I need to start now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was November when I saw it. January, I called a kayak instructor because I was like, I'm going to need to learn how to kayak.
Mm-hmm.
I never been on the water, never kayak, never did any of that. I could mountain bike easily, I can trek easily, but any of that water stuff, I really had to learn. And so I made a date. I said, January, you know, 2021, I'm starting. And that's when I started. I started doing a little bit of paddling out there. And then within a year, I became a level two, you know, kayak instructor. Um, I'm, I'm going for level three to do, you know, out in the ocean, hopefully this year.
Are you brave?
But
We
like I
just
said,
talking
I
about.
made a goal, and then I signed up for two races. The two races that I did, it wasn't an expedition race. It was just, I think the first one was a 12-hour race. It was called Conquer the Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said conquer the mountain, it was conquering a mountain for reals. And I live in Florida right now. So it was super challenging. And we were out there, and I promise you, the only two black chicks out there at that time. We were of course scouring, looking to see any us's.
Yeah.
There might have been one other lady. I think she was racing as a family, but it was just us. And so we came in, it was I think around third in our category, our age group.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we were stoked, and somebody saw us out there and was like, hey, you guys, you know, was doing, you know, I mean, we cleared the course. Because I didn't know that you couldn't clear the course. We literally got all the checkpoints because we thought that was the goal. Like you had
Wait,
to
wait,
get the
wait, wait, wait,
checkpoints.
wait. Hold on. What do you mean by clear the course?
So you have an option, just like in C2C. You clearing the course is usually people who are really good at orienteering. They've done this so many times, they can navigate because it takes time. You have a certain time frame
Mm-hmm.
to get these, you know, checkpoints and be done with the race. And so I was, like I said, I could not believe we got every single one, including the bonus one at the end. And so, like I said, somebody approached us and was like, do you know Team Onyx? And I was like, hell yeah, you know? And he was like, well, we know somebody who trains with them and they're looking for people like you. And I was like, shut up. I was like, serious? I
Wow.
said, oh, hell yeah. So gave me Cliff's number. Like I stayed on it. We had a Zoom call a couple of times, and boom, we were. You know, when I say we, it was another female that's a part of the team now named Shamika. Um, that we got in contact with him, and the rest is history. We're a part of the team now, and like I said, we just finished our first. It was me, Shamika, Kofi, and Wilo, all of us, our first expedition race. So it was four of us that trekked across Florida, 72 hours, 3 days.
What?
in the
From where to
wilderness.
where?
Huh?
From where to where?
They dropped us off at the, it was, and it was, forgive me, I might have forgotten exactly. It was like from coast to coast, sea to sea, basically, from the Gulf Coast. And we ended up in St. Augustine at the beach. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, and when
And
I say this is not like a marathon where everything is lined off and you know exactly where to
yeah.
go, like we're going through the swamps. This is stuff that if you would have asked me right now, hey, you want to go to the swamp? You want to go down, bushwhacking through? I'd be like, no. But I'm the type of person that, okay, if need be, we're in a race, I'm in a whole different mind frame. So when
Wait,
I
wait,
say it's stuff, I came
hold
home and I
on.
had a tick on my ass.
Hold
Just let me
on.
let you know.
Hold on. You're in Florida
Yeah,
in swamps.
swamp in the
What
swamp.
about the alligators?
We saw them when we were kayaking, but we
Oh,
weren't trekking through, like there was like makeshift like boards. It was really cool to be out there in the middle of the night with these boards going across the swamp. Like
so
it was for
wait,
real
hold on,
swamp.
wait. So they made these boards? They put those boards out
No,
there?
no, no, no. It was, I don't know who did, honestly, but there were some parts of a park that we had to go through. Like I said, in the course of 3 days, we trekked through certain parks and certain areas that were, swamp area, but it was, um,
It was
it was
like
basically
park
people
and
who've already laid the
recreational.
path. Hmm?
It was like parks and recreational
Yeah, but
areas
some
that
of, like I said, and some of them wasn't like that. Some of the place that we were trekking through. The hardest part of that race was the paddle. I've never hallucinated before
oh my God.
without help. Just let me tell you that. And it was interesting. It took,
Oh
it
my
was when that was the time when I loved our team. We helped each other.
mm,
We realized
mm.
there was weaks and strengths that we all had during these 3 days out there. It like I said, it's a phenomenal experience to be out there in the wilderness for 3 days and you're
In
tired,
Florida.
you're pushing, all we want to do is complete. Our whole goal was to complete. We weren't going to quit.
Yeah.
We weren't going to, our checkpoints weren't the main goal because it was our first experience. We just needed to experience what it
Yeah.
felt like to do 3 days,
That's
and
a lot.
we finished.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Kudos, congratulations.
Mhm.
I'm still stuck on the swamp. You wait, hold on. So just tell me this: you never submerged your body into the swamp, right? You were like always in a canoe on a board or something.
Yeah, well, there was we want our teammates did capsize. That was a
Oh
challenge. They
hell
did
no! In
capsize,
the
not in the
swamp.
swamp. It wasn't in the swamp.
Okay,
We this was when this we did I think it was 45 miles was the paddle,
45
and me
miles
being a
paddling.
45 miles. Yeah.
Jesus. And wait, so do they? So it's not a straight course, but do they at least map it out to where it say, okay, this is where you need to be along the course, or you guys just get there? This is
Well, we do map it. Then
okay,
they give us a map in the
okay,
beginning.
okay.
And you do follow, we know where we got to put in. We got to find it, though. We got to find where we got to put in, and then we got to find where we got to put out. That was the challenge.
Mm.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, it wasn't only us, it was even the more seasoned teams at this point. Everybody was looking for this break in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, everybody was exhausted. And I was cold, I was wet, and from paddling and the water coming on
This
me,
is
um, we
insane.
were getting sleepy. It was so many challenges. All of us at one point started hallucinating. I started seeing barcodes coming out
Oh
of the
my
sky.
god. So do you guys
Our
not
team
sleep? You
leader,
don't sleep at all?
you do. There's a choice. You do. I'm not a great sleeper, so the first 2 nights I didn't sleep really. as much as the other
Mm.
teammates. But after that paddle, there is a funny picture on Facebook where I looked like I was dead. I literally laid down. I thought I was going to meditate and I was knocked out. I was knocked
Oh
out.
my god.
It was rough. It was
I would have
rough.
had an outer body experience. I would have been floating.
Yeah, I think it felt like that. It felt like that.
How is
Mhm.
all of this? Do you guys get sponsorship? Like, how's all this funded?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm wearing the shirt. We have Bedrock sandals. We have Arc'teryx. Cure, who is, sorry, I'm like looking at the wrong side.
No, you good.
Um, we did have Noon, and I know there's a couple other. We have Arc'teryx for our backpack. Giant for our bikes. Um, and there's one more. Hold on, let me make sure I call out every single one. I don't
And I
want to
see
leave
that
anybody
bike in the
out.
back. That's the giant brown bike.
Alpaca. Alpaca. Yep.
Alpaca.
Yeah. Alpaca raft. Yeah.
And that bike in the back, is that the giant bike?
That is not. That was a gift to me.
Okay.
It's a trek bike, and it's my. I'm not really materialistic, but that is my baby. I've never been like, even into cars and stuff like that. I never was like, this is my baby. Like, that's my baby.
And what is that like? What is that considered, like a mountain bike or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's it's a trek. The treks. I bought that before. I got on with Team Onyx,
Mm.
and I just, I've learned my bike. I'm still learning my bike. It's tubeless. I haven't had to change a tire yet. Um, but
So that is
interesting.
one like
Hmm?
top of the line professional type of bike.
Yes,
What are
yes.
some,
It's
if you don't
one.
mind me asking, what does something like that cost? You don't have to tell me what you paid.
That
I'm
one
just
is
saying
like
in general.
5,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I always tell people we spend that on other things easily. It's just what you want to put your energy and dedication towards. And I dedicated myself to
Yeah, people spend that
racing.
on bags, but the bag ain't gonna get them fit.
That part. Yeah, yeah.
Bag is not gonna change your life other than somebody stealing it or
No, that has
robbing you
changed
for it.
my life. That bike has changed my
Yeah, I'm
life,
sure.
honestly.
Yeah. But
Yes.
listen, I got a clip. I got a little clip from I guess the last race, the last
Do
thing that
you?
yeah, yeah, a little clip on, let
Oh,
everybody
okay.
kind of, get a little sneak peek. Let's get into it. We'll get back.
For next year, now that I know what to expect,
Yeah.
that was
Nah,
a
that
huge learning race for all of us, and we did well. We did well. It was fantastic.
that kind that looks like that could be life changing though, honestly, just to take all
Yeah,
that in, to do that, to endure all of that, and to work as a team and keep it together and get through that, just to get through it. Like you said, just to get through it. Not even about the goal, just to get through it is
yeah,
enough to be like, we did it. We
yeah,
conquered, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
It
you just
when we
build from
were
there.
done,
Yeah.
and I saw the map, it just, it just shows you once again how much more we can do once we
Yeah.
get beyond our state of mind, like what we
Yeah.
think.
Get out of your
You
head.
know, yeah,
Get out of your head and
yeah.
do. Yeah. That's the
It
biggest
took me a
thing for a lot
minute.
of us.
Hmm.
I said that's the biggest thing for a lot of us, just getting out of our head and just doing.
I started reading the Kabbalion recently, and one of the first principles, one of the first teaching is all is mind, all is mental. The world is mental.
Yep.
And once we understand that we literally can create anything we want. Just like I said, I wanted to do this. It was a firm, conscious decision.
Mm.
And me being with Team Honest, that none of that was coincidence. It
Right.
was
Aligned
because,
yourself.
yeah, there was no, vacillating. It was just like, this is what I want to do. This is my time to come back to a passion, something that I felt that I had lost.
Yeah.
Even through my divorce. And it helped me to heal. And even through my health coaching, I'm always trying to, and it's a really hard thing to get out your head. Trust me. It's like, even
Mhm.
if I show somebody everything, and that's why I took a step back, for a long time to do, to take any clients. Like, I had to heal myself.
Yeah.
I was extending myself, and taking on so many people's energies and stuff that I realized I never took even a year off from the 4.5 year divorce, for me to heal, and
Hmm.
I'm still having aftermath from the stuff that I still have to deal with. So the healer needed to heal, and so I listened to my higher self. And back in this past November, it was like, stop taking clients, do something different,
Yeah.
and it was a huge shift for me, financially and everything. But I took a leap. I took a
Yeah.
leap.
Yeah. Because it's not about the money. When it's
No,
about your
no,
mental and your health and your spirituality, it's not
yeah,
about the money. That's gonna
no,
come. That'll come back around. You,
always.
you got to go find yourself. So wellness
Yeah.
check. How are you now? Mentally, spiritually.
Ah, man, I'm telling you. So it's hard to explain because we are dualistic, simultaneously, existing in this world. And we're always thinking that we're always just one way,
Hmm.
but we're multidimensional beings. So when I explain to people that I'm still grieving things that has happened and I'm still going through, but as much that I'm grieving, I'm super joyful. I'm super happy. I'm, every day is a blessing. Just, I look at the little things, like, it's raining. I could see the rain. There's people who can't see. There's people who
Yeah.
can't smell,
Yeah.
like, I could walk. It helped me to look at just the little things in my life. And, but like I said, I'm still dealing with stuff. People, even though I'm happy, my happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for outside things to, when I get there, I'll be happy. No, I choose every day happiness.
And you just said something that that a lot of people need to hear. You got a lot of people, especially now with mental health and all this stuff being so just, it's just like ravaging. People need to understand that it's okay to still be healing from the past and being happy in the now. It's okay to
Mhm.
have that dual thing going on inside of you and not feel like, man, there's something wrong with me. There's something, because now you become a victim. You
That
you
part.
you classify yourself as a victim because it's like you can't get past feeling what you're feeling while healing and being happy at the same time. Something has to be wrong with me. What's wrong with me? I'm not normal. Why am I still thinking about that? Why can't I get over that? It takes time to get over that. But it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong to wake up and feel happy and be happier where you are and still be hurting and healing. But they can't
Mhm.
get over the fact that, why do I still feel like that? I'm supposed to be over that. Who says? You have to give yourself time. You can't put a time limit on that.
You
It's
can't.
and there's a lot of that going on because I hear it all the time. Like, well, I don't know why I can't just get over that. I don't know why I can't just. You're healing, but you can still
That
be
part.
happy.
That part.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
That's
no,
life.
there's
That's
nothing wrong with
normal.
truth. Being truthful in the situation that you're in, and the more truthful you are to how you feel, is the quicker you will heal. When you're
Yes.
lying, and you're lying to yourself, and then you start filling your world with other things that really isn't healing you, you prolong that healing period.
You know,
So
I'm sorry to cut you off. It could be as simple as this: just accepting and admitting to yourself and to whomever you're confessing to that, hey, I'm still broken, but I'm happy.
yeah,
A simple acknowledgement of that could
yeah,
change the life of somebody. I'm
yeah,
still broken, because a lot of people want to say, "Oh, I'm over it. I'm
yeah,
over it." But then in their
yeah,
darkest hour, oh, what's wrong with me? I thought I was over it. I can't get over it. But you were just happy. You
Yeah.
are happy. But now you're backsliding because you're in your head thinking that there's something wrong with you because you're still hurting. It's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with you. But I'm just saying, if just a simple confession and the acknowledgement of, yes, I am still broken. Own it. Yeah, I'm broken. And I'm trying to
Yeah.
get through it. But guess what? I'm living my life. I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
successful in whatever I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? That's all that's needed, I think. Just a confession, just an acceptance.
Being real and truthful to where you are. That's all there is.
That's it.
It's the first step. But we live in a world of Facebook and social media, whatever. You know,
Yes.
Instagram, fake models, and whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not judging them. Do you, boo? But
But
it's
it's,
it's it's everybody's posting. That's why there's times where I go on my page and I and it's been hard for me to do that, but I started opening up and allowing people in because people look at me as such a strong person, a
mm-hmm.
person who, I don't feel stuff. And I'm like, no, like, and I had this hard shell that has served me in the beginning of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But now that shell needs to come down a bit. That wall needs to come down a bit. I
Right.
need balance. But it did help me get through some stuff, but it also kept me in some stuff.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
see?
the hard shell kept you from crumbling. That's what it
Yeah.
does. It just keeps you from crumbling. And then once you figure it all out and you realize where you are and you can step back and it's like, all right, I made it through. I'm hurting. I am a little broken. I didn't crumble. Now it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to like really find out what you're dealing with. Find out who you like you did. Find out who you are now in the now. You knew who Sukie was when you were married, what you were going through, how you felt, you were depressed. You didn't crumble, he didn't break you. You were down,
Mhm.
still dealing with things, whatever, but you were able to step outside yourself and say, okay, let me assess this. This is what that was. This is where I'm at now. I'm hurting. This is a whole new journey I'm about to embark upon. Maybe it was a little scary. I don't know. Can't speak for you, but I'm just saying it was all new. This is a whole new life now. And it's okay, but that hard shell helped you get through that, but then you were able to step outside of that and say, okay, let me assess this and figure out how I'm going to move forward, how I'm going to pick myself up, how I'm not going to allow it to keep me going down that depression, that depressive state or whatever it was that you were in. So yeah, I just think that it was necessary. I think a hard shell is necessary at times, but then you gotta break that shell and then be vulnerable, you know, with yourself, around the right
Mhm.
people, or just with yourself. Maybe you don't need to be around people. You need to just be with yourself and be true to self.
That's the other thing. People are scared to disappear sometimes, honestly, and be selfish and separate themselves from the energies. Like, there's always a birthday party, a wedding, or something. We're overcommitting, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of saying no, I'm going to take. I mean, there was during that time I took months off.
Yeah.
People didn't hear from me. I mean, literally, it was almost like I disappeared for the first year or so. I was going through so much.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I couldn't talk to anybody. Um, you know, and as if just in case people don't know, I was dealing with a covert narcissist and a sociopath. Dealing with somebody like that, he alienated my entire family. So I was basically alone.
Mm-hmm.
But here it is, as you said, like the victim. I never say victim because then it makes me feel like, I was, there. I keep holding on to that attack instead of being thankful for what I went through.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Exactly.
victim. I'm a person who went through something. We all go through some things. And I recognized
Mm-hmm.
the lesson, the reason behind it. And I grew from that. I
Right.
learned from that. I changed the energy that a lot of people, it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't something that I needed to avoid. It was something I needed to go through to be who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be, there's nothing in this world that's bad if you really think about it. And even the Bible said, count it all joy, and we don't really understand that. Everything, if you label it joyful, it is joyful. It is what it is if you just take it as a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that everything that you go through in this life is for you to learn, move on, and recognize our cycles and the patterns that we keep ourselves in, and not do it again. That's all it's for. It's very simple. But us as human beings, we get angry. Like I said, it's really hard for us to say, I'm doing this. It's my cycle. It's my pattern.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about me. I need to stop this. It's always the other person. It's always he's the bad one. She's the bad one.
Yeah.
And it's your lesson to learn. It's your life to live. And I chose my life. I chose not to be a victim. I chose not to take this as something that, oh, woe is me. Why this happened to me? Was it hurtful? Was it hard? Yes. It affected my entire everything. But am I more happier from it? Yes. Am I more joyful from it? Yes. Do I love harder and more freer from it? Yes.
Yep.
you
Yep.
know, um, I can't explain, but that was my path.
Yeah.
My path is not everybody's path. We're all here on different paths. And so I have no judgment for anybody. Or, I'm at that place where I've learned I have no say so in where anybody is at, what you believe in, what you want to do, how you want to eat, what you want to sleep, any of that. It's
Yeah.
really nobody's concern. If you really overstand and start living your life according to the way you want to live your life, not because your mother told you this is what you need to do, your friend
Mm-hmm.
told you you'll be successful doing this, all these, a celebrity, whatever. If you would dial into yourself and learn who you are, we have everything inside of us to be the best version of ourselves here. And to find
Yep.
that, it's a journey. It's some weed clearing. It's some dark areas and
Yeah.
corners you just kind of didn't want to look at.
Yeah. And it's a lot harder if you're letting social media cloud that too.
That part. That
Yeah.
part.
Social media is
Yeah.
hell, man. I promise you I would not be on there if I didn't do this show, if I didn't act. I would not be on social media. I would not. Seriously. Like I get on there, I post about the show, and I'm just disgusted. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I get on there and I'm just like, and then I like if I see somebody that I know and I look at them and then maybe I flick up and I see somebody else, I flick up. I'm like, man, what am I doing? Close. I just don't want to be on there. I really don't. I don't
Because
even
it's
like.
an addiction. It's we don't. It's just like we have accepted addictions on this planet. We have caffeine. It's accepted. You can go get your crack bucks. Like, ooh, I'm gonna, we post it, but it's just as bad as taking crack cocaine, like sugar, all of that stuff. Overeating, like we glorify that everything's surrounded by food and all this stuff, but don't talk about somebody, you know, eating, the way that they eat, because it's you don't do that. But we look at people and we justify certain things, and it's literally an addiction. Social media is it's an addiction. It is what it is,
It is. It
so
is.
yeah, I have to detox sometimes. I have to get off sometimes. I have
Man, I'm
to,
telling you,
yeah,
all the time. I'll just
yeah,
take
yeah,
it. Like, listen,
yeah. It's
do
it's
it.
it's overwhelming,
It is overwhelming, and it's like it's overwhelming, and it's what's the word I'm looking for? Like I can't even. I have to say it. I just get disgusted with the effort that people put forth to just be seen, and you can tell. Like now, I get it. I get it. People on there for business purposes. I get that, but you can tell when it's just an obvious, blatant cry for attention. And
Yeah,
it's just, I get disgusted. I really do. I just get disgusted. I'm just like, I just don't want to see it.
yeah. You get
What
disgusted
for?
because we're hyping that up, though. That's why it's being done.
I know.
We are in a world where there is a divide. There's us who are coming out of it, but there is a huge portion of us that are in it. We're still plugged into that matrix, and that
Mm-hmm.
matrix is growing bigger, and it's shifting and it's altering into
Oh
this
my
whole,
God. And it's people's
technological
reality.
world. Hmm?
I said, and it's people's reality now. Like it's their reality.
Yeah, it is, and that's when you have to that's when you know that we are always constantly changing and you can never remain the same.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's we are, we're the our kids and the generations after them, this is their world. They don't know anything
Exactly.
different at all. It's
Exactly.
like it, their whole world is this screen, you know
Yep.
and we just have to, instead of, like I said, everything is energy. I used to fight that, but then I'm just like, I have to use it because this is the world I live in, but I can monitor how I use it.
Mm-hmm.
I can make sure I'm not being trapped into that matrix, into
Yeah.
that type of energy. But, we are forced to change. We are forced to evolve. We are forced to be used to what is the norm now. And it's the same thing as, as soon as you accept truth, you can be less stressful about things. I used to be like that. I used to irritate me, and I used to tell people, I said, if something irritates you, you're irritable, And I was like, and that's the truth. I was like, if something angers you, you're a person who is easily angered. So I had to really change the way I looked at technology and where we are today, because it's only going to, I would say, get more scarier.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
It's
It
not
is.
going nowhere. It's actually, and
It's
I'm going to say
growing.
this on camera. I believe we're going to be AIs. They're changing us into a form of an AI. I believe that as
Yeah.
time goes on, I've said things in the past that people thought I was crazy and it came to fruition. What I'm saying is that we already use the phone for everything. Our life is on the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting used to, this, everything from COVID was zooming in and having these
Mm-hmm.
meetings where you don't have to meet people anymore.
Yep.
Our world is going to be where you don't have to have human interactions. And
Yeah.
then the way that we are causing ourselves to be so sick and stressed, I believe that, they have ways. I don't know if you heard of CRISPR. They have, started changing and altering the genetic coding, and they can change certain disease cells within yourself just by splicing and moving certain things out. It's really interesting, so you should
Mm-hmm.
look into that. It's
Yeah.
called, yeah, CRISPR.
Yeah. I've heard about all that. I've heard about them freezing people, and they're talking about they have like what 100 bodies that they frozen, and they're doing something to try to bring them back to life, and it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's
it's it's
interesting.
we're creators. We're going to constantly create. We're
Yeah.
It's like that, the story of Babel. They kept building. They thought, it was like, we're going to get to heaven. And it was like,
Yeah.
whatever we put our minds to, like I said, all is mind.
Yeah. That's too creative for me though. Listen, let me live out. Let you know what I mean. Like, I just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think you live and you die. You know, that's how I feel. You live and you die. I'm not gonna try to extend that in that matter, in that form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't. No, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. That's a little bit too much. Anyway, let's talk about acting. You found you rediscovered your love for acting. You're taking auditions now. You're even can we talk about you transitioning to another state? Can we talk about that?
Not yet.
Okay, we won't talk about that then. Okay. All
Yeah,
right, cool.
not yet.
But
But
yeah, what I want to
that
ask
was
you? What is
another that was
huh?
another shift for me. It was another mental. It was like, what did I love to do? What did I stop doing when I became a mom and a wife? I dedicated myself to my family, but you hear this with, you know, females all the time. We give so much to our family and we lose ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost myself twice in a marriage, and no blame to anybody else but myself, because I made the choice.
Yeah.
I made the choice, and I said I would never lose myself again, ever.
Yeah. I was gonna
For
let me touch on something real quick. I was gonna say that too. I missed that back then, but you said something about, us taking the blame, like in a situation or whatever you've gone through the experience. Don't be the victim. You're not the victim, and we all play a part in it. We all play a role in whatever happened to us. There was at some point of time, you're to blame. Not saying that what they did to you was right or what happened to you or
Yeah,
what you
that
experienced was
part.
right or wrong, right? But at some point, you have to know that you were the blame as well, somewhere down the line. And I don't know in any situation, I don't know your situation, but I'm pretty sure there was a time that you probably could have left sooner. You could have filed for the divorce sooner. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the signs, you know what's going on, but for the love, you're like, I'm gonna try to work this out. But you could have left earlier. You could have left sooner. You could have done things differently. So
Yeah.
yeah, we all bear the blame, but we don't look at it like that. It's like, oh, you did that to me. You did this to me. I'm the victim. You know what I mean? So I love what you said. Like it's all about an experience. It's not a bad experience if you don't look at it like that. It's a learning experience to grow you, to get you to another level, to catapult you, push you in another direction, whatever it is. But we all do bear the blame. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I have, I'm going to live a long time. I'm just going to put that out there, and I have another whole half of my life to live. If it took my first part of my life to learn where I'm at now, to have this epic, fantastic, free, loving, flowing life
Mm-hmm.
where I'm not in a box and tied down, still trying to figure out who I am. Yes, thank you for all of that. Thank you for every abuse, every whatever.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And, like I said, once again, did it suck? Did it hurt? Did I go through the worst shit? Yes.
Mm.
But I knew it was only for a moment. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't going to be forever. I was not going to remain in that same energy forever. I was one, like I said, I use this now as a platform, with Team Onyx to shed light on narc abuse because I'm going to tell you, I didn't even know what I was in. It's not something that's talked about really. June is Narc Abuse Awareness Month. It's
Okay.
finally getting some momentum, but the level of narcs, there's different levels, and I only know this because I had to study
Yeah.
who I was married, who I was divorcing.
Let me ask
It
you.
was
So
crazy.
you said you didn't know. When did you realize it? When did it hit you like,
It
damn,
didn't.
what
It
I'm
didn't. My friend had to tell me. She said, look up these terms: gaslighting, narcissism, and it was another term she used. And when I said it felt like somebody punched me in the stomach, after I said, there's more people like this? Like, this is some kind of like mental disease? Like, it blew me away that I was a target.
by the person
Empaths,
that you loved.
yeah,
That's the
it was none of my life was real.
hardest part.
And that is a hard blow to your
Wait,
everything.
speak on that. Speak on that. What do you mean your life wasn't real?
I was a target. He chose me. I was an empath, and I gave him that platform he needed.
Because you loved hard.
Yes,
Right. You gave your all to that, and he
yes,
manipulated it.
yes.
Mm,
And
mm.
they look for specific things. And so I fit all of that. So I was always property. And I remember early in my marriage, he would
Wow.
always say, "You're my wife." And the way he said it was like almost like, "This is my cup. This
Yeah.
is my
I
cup.
own you pretty much.
You're my wife." And
So do you feel like, I mean, I'm just asking, do you feel like he never really loved you? It was just like it's a
no.
convenient thing. Like I know I can dominate her and manipulate her to be what I want her to be, and so I choose you.
So this is how I came when I researched. I mean, even when I knew it, the hurt and the pain, of course, I had to separate that. Time had to go through. But when you realize that this individual, it's really a mental disease. Like he doesn't have the ability. Narcissists, covert narcissists especially, there's a part of their frontal lobe that did not develop during some type of trauma. So they have no ability to empathize. That's why they could kill people and have zero feelings. So covert narcissists are the ones who would actually kill you if you was to try to lead them or expose them.
And he wasn't
Uh,
that.
no, he was.
He was. Lord.
Yeah, I filed for divorce after he tried to strangle me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not, like I said, for I had to think like if somebody you knew they were diagnosed with schizophrenia or bipolar disease, you give them passes, and people are not realizing that this is something that should be diagnosed. Like
Yeah.
the closest person that I know that people it was in the spotlight was Ted Bundy. Why do you think he was able to get away? Why do you think he was able to jump out of a courtroom and wasn't shackled? Because you look at this person and there's like, even with all the evidence, you're like, nah, he can't. Because in our mind, that type of crazy looks like something. We have
Yeah.
this definition of what that looks like, but no, not a person who's intelligent, nice looking. They look normal, but in reality, they are not normal. They don't think the same,
So
and they
you're
will
saying that
hurt anyone in their like. Yeah, they will destroy you.
so basically they'll kill you because it's like you were just property anyway. So if you don't want to be my possession anymore, I'm just gonna do away with you.
I'm gonna do away with you. I'll get rid of
No
you.
one else can own you.
That part. Yes. They
Wow.
need fuel. It's you could probably bring me back on just to speak on that. It's a whole it's really interesting. Like I said, I was opened up to a world that I did not know existed.
How does anyone know before like really getting deep into a relationship like that? How can you save yourself from that?
You by me, somebody like me exposing it, bringing awareness. Somebody like my friend who told me because she went through a narcissistic
But that's the thing.
abusive.
You have to have that friend from the jump though. Because you can go love as a mother.
But remember, nothing you can't save yourself from life experiences. If it was made for you, you can't just stop yourself from ever being hurt out of love or whatever, or being abused. It's you only learn and know it when you go through it. And so with that being said, like you can't stop until you're going to recognize certain things. Just like I got into something, I got into a marriage, and it usually is something that in your family member, one of them is a narcissist as well. His mom is a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had traits of that, and that's why I got with one. um
Okay.
yeah, and I didn't even know all my life that my mom was one.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
that part.
okay, let me ask you this. When in the relationship or the 12 years did you okay, once you realized or once you read up on it, your friend told you that he was a narcissist, and then you started researching, and then you're like, wow. And then thinking back, when in the 12 years did you feel the effects of that within yourself or just your life? Like thinking back, you didn't know at the time, but looking back after reading up on it and looking back, and you were like, oh, that's why I started feeling that way. Do you recall that?
Well, I didn't know about it until I started going to, like, I filed for divorce. I didn't know.
No,
um
no, no, no. Now, I'm not saying
but
you
I'm answering
knew.
the question. So
Okay.
looking back from day one,
From day one?
yeah, I that's another thing I've learned over the course of time is to follow. We don't follow our gut. We don't follow. Um, we have a spirit that guides us, and we're always thinking against it
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times it tells us to do things we don't want to do, uncomfortable stuff. So when I met him, he did everything to fit into my world. It was like almost the perfect situation.
And then it felt
And
weird.
but I'm an empath. The way he talked was weird to me, and I couldn't, because I never experienced nobody like him before.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out, why does the things he say sound weird? It has a weird frequency. But I was also new, and I was young. I didn't really understand who I was and
Mm-hmm.
spiritual, whatever. So I couldn't hone into, why does the way he speaks sounds kind of off, but nobody else said anything. So I'm thinking, maybe it's me. I just
Mm-hmm.
can't. It's like that thing when you taste something, you
No,
just
you
can't
know.
figure out what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it was. And
yeah.
it
But
kept, I wanted to file for divorce the first year. So I could tell you something real quickly that's really crazy. Like I said, after my second child, I was very healthy, so I got pregnant back to back. He was willing to stay with me. I was going to divorce, and I said, I will not bring another child into this marriage. I would not go through, because he abused me through both of my, through the pregnancy. And it was mental. It was the worst. Like, to be pregnant and to go through that
mm.
twice. I told him, you'll get a vasectomy or we'll divorce. And he got a vasectomy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was nothing to him. Get a vasectomy. Fast forward, when I filed for divorce, this is how crazy. He said, we're going to have another baby. It's going to be different this time. But that's the manipulation. But I was, at this point, 12 years later, I was done.
Yeah.
Like, and this is before the choking incident, the strangling incident. Like, he said, I kept the paper for a while, but I burned all that stuff up. He'll write, like, if I was working, he'll put on a piece of paper, we're going to have a baby. It's going to be different this time. Everything is going to be great. He would fly us to different places. He will buy me things. It was always distractions. Like, it was, looking back at it, it was ingenious, but it was distractions after distractions, and then years go by, and now you're invested in the type of person I wasn't going to walk away from my family.
Right.
I'm the type of person that, hey, how many more years is it till the last one graduates? I was willing to stay unhappy because I knew I could take it. I didn't want my kids to go through what they did go through.
Right.
But I was willing to be unhappy for 6 more years, 5 more years.
Wow.
I was willing. I
So
was willing to
did you,
sacrifice.
or you left before?
No, it was like the universe was like, basically, I started drinking heavily. It's funny, I don't drink now. I never really was a drinker, but to cope
Yeah.
with where I was at in my life, I had to drink to be around him. And I was slowly dying. I was dying. And because I didn't even know what I was dealing with. I
Mm.
didn't know. I felt so trapped. I felt, I just felt there was, I didn't know what to do. I was just in this place of, like I said, because he manipulated me for so many years.
Yeah.
I couldn't think straight a
Yeah.
lot. Um,
You
so
didn't know. You didn't even know what you were feeling was real, really real, right?
no,
Yeah.
no, because they're really, they're. I mean, my friends was like, oh my God, he loves you. They would do the most romantic and sweetest things, and that's how you stay. And it's all a lie. It's all a game. It's all,
Yeah.
it's all to keep you there.
Yeah.
And and you want to believe, because you built a family
Hmm.
with this person, and you want to believe for the sake of your kids and the sake of everyone who's involved. You really want to believe that next time he's going to like see what's clearly right here in front of his face. Like,
Right.
you clearly see. There was a time where like I said, I was really, really sick. He said, I'm going to heal you. Yeah. And I said, you're the one who's killing me. And he was like, I'm going to heal you. They don't hear nothing. It's like,
What the hell?
no, it makes you feel crazy. It'll make you feel
Crazy.
like, did you just hear what I said? You're killing me, but you said you're going to heal me. And it just blows your mind. It really, And here's the thing that's really messed up is that women like me, who is looked at as being a strong, smart, um, person who, no, she will never get into that. We're always the one who's dragged in these situations. We're always the one, well, how did you stay in that? And I made a post about that on my Facebook. It was like, until you walked in someone like my shoes, don't judge. Like, don't act like, oh, she should have known. I'm the first one to always say, I'm never jumping in anybody's shoes and attacking the
Yeah.
victim, the person who was wronged or whatever,
Yeah.
because you don't know what mental state, what has transpired between
Yeah.
these two people for them to see, think, feel,
Right.
alter
Exactly.
their whole reality. I don't care how strong I am. And yeah, that messed me up as well because you're thinking like, how did I not see this?
Because they
You
never
know,
they never take into consideration the love that was a part of the
that
equation.
part too. And
You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
love is a blanket, man. Like
yeah,
love is gonna, you're willing to cover up what you're dealing with and to deal with it
yeah.
because of love, because of the love that was there or you had, and the
For my
memories and
kids,
the
I could tell
history and
you,
huh?
it was the love for my kids,
Yeah. Well, so okay,
not for me.
question: how was it for the kids? Was he any type of way with the kids, or was it just you?
I thought he would hurt me, but the type of father he posed to be, I thought he would never do that to the kids. But if I wasn't in the picture, fuck the kids.
Wow.
That was the biggest, still yet. Like, that's why, and I'm gonna be honest, one of my kids could be a narcissist growing up because of the trauma that they went through from a narcissistic father. And
Right.
that's how it continues.
Yeah.
And
But are you
I've
able
seen kids.
to kind of pinpoint that and address that and say, "Hey, look, this is what I am seeing and this is what you were exposed to." I mean, can you at least point it out so they can see? No?
No, because he is Disney dad. He is, no matter what he did, he will buy, do what, like I said, if he manipulated me, you can only imagine what he's doing on young minds. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, that's where trusting in the universe comes in, trusting in the path that we're here, trusting that my kids have a path here too.
Yeah.
They're not, we want to shelter our kids and make them, not, because out of love, we think that, okay, I'm going to stop them from ever getting hurt or, being hurt by somebody else. When in reality, it's the hurt, the pain, the fire that grows us and teaches us.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that I'm such a hard mom, that, you know, I don't care, but I look at life differently. I see and value life differently. I know we're here forever. This is not our first rodeo. It's not going to be my kids' first rodeo. So, whatever happens to them this lifetime and whatever lesson they need to learn, I can't stop that.
Right.
I can only be the guide, the love, the truth in their life to give them that contrast for when they do face the lies,
Mm-hmm.
the manipulation,
Right.
the low vibration. At
Right.
least they know,
And hope
okay,
that they can sense it and recognize it
yeah,
sooner than
yeah.
they did
Because,
not
I
had
mean,
you.
honestly, how many times did somebody tell you something and that's how you learned? No.
Yeah.
We usually don't learn unless we get hit with it ourselves, like the brick got to
Yeah.
hit us,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, just like, it's just like you telling a child or a young girl, like, hey, this is what guys want from you. And you can tell them that till you're blue in the face, and then they have to go out and experience it and get heartbroken and
That
see
part.
how guys act, and you know what I mean? And get finessed, get charmed, and
I haven't
then
heard that in so long. Get finessed. Showing your age.
hey,
Finesse. Ooh, I like that. I gotta use that.
yeah, finesse. Listen, I was playing a black version of Taboo the other day, and they had that on there. Finesse. Yeah,
Ah,
it was
okay.
somebody was like, "Yo, this is what happens. They call this when you try to like run plays through Cash App, like scam people through Cash App. This is what they call it now, finessing."
Finessing.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So I think they're using it again.
Wow.
Still shows the
Well,
age though. I
everything's in
think they're
cycle.
using it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, so wow, that's I never knew all that. So this is all new to me.
a
Um
lot of people don't know. I'm out to write a book. It took me a while. Like I said, I was a very private person. I didn't
yeah, I
like
know.
my struggles to be known. I I just, I kept that to myself. I felt like
Yeah.
I could get through this myself. That was something I had to learn about myself too. That I'm not an island by myself.
Yeah.
I could get help from people.
And now you
You
know
know,
you have to help others.
as I mean, I've always did. That was the thing, and
Yeah.
I had to learn. You know, that was something I had to really look deep within myself. Why did I help people? There was an egotistical side to that,
Mm-hmm.
and that took a lot of digging. Like what did it give me to help? It was a sense of pride that, and I'm a Leo, like it was a sense of like, I don't need anybody else, but you need me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even though it came with a genuine, like I love helping people, but I had to realize, why did I get in relationships with broken men?
Mm-hmm.
Because it allowed and afforded me not to ever, if I needed to leave, and this had to be with my upbringing, like with my dad and my mom, earlier. So a lot of people don't know that first relationship between your mother and your father, or whatever you see, is it paints the picture of what love is, marriage is, what a man and a woman, how they're supposed to interact with each other. And my dad was abusive to my mom, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was always like, nobody's gonna hurt me,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't need nobody. I don't need anybody. But I will help you because that was my heart. I would love to help people,
Right.
but it was my way of like, it made me feel good that I was able to
It
help you, but I don't
yeah.
need you to help me.
It confirmed
Yeah,
your sense of what am I trying to say? It like confirmed what you always lived by, what you stood by. I don't need anybody,
yeah,
but I can go and help you. I'm gonna help you because I know I can help you. You need me.
yeah,
I don't need you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes back to when you say all is mind. That's why I'm by myself now. I created that. I am by myself. After all those years of subconsciously saying I don't need no one, I don't have any family members. I don't have anyone around me. I mean, I have my friends, like I said,
Yeah.
but over the course of my life,
Got it.
that is the reason why it has happened. And I'm not angry at it because it serves a purpose as well.
Yeah.
Me being by
The
myself.
universe will give you what you're asking
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need
Yeah.
anybody. Give you
Yeah.
it'll give you what you're asking for. But like you said, it's
That
all
part.
growth. It's all a learning experience, and you're living in it. You accept it. You're accepting of it. So
Yeah.
there it is. How one last question though, and I don't want to ask too much about your kids, but how are they dealing with the separation, and are they in full understanding of why and what happened?
No, that's the part that we're still in the midst of.
Okay.
Um, it's, my youngest one went through depression. Both of them are borderline. They've both been changed, immensely.
Mm,
Um, it used to sadden me. It used to make me angry. Like I said, I had to go through that. That was my truth at that moment. I
mm,
had to be angry. I had to be bitter. And I told myself, and it's like I used to tell my clients at that moment, not today. I'm not going to be bitter today because it's not happening today. Like
yeah.
the divorce, when I was going through it, and I had to give him everything that I built with him financially just to divorce, I was angry. I was beyond just, livid about the whole situation. And, but now, not at
Cares,
all.
right?
That happened then. So, but yeah, my kids are still going through it. I have times where I do get sad about it. They had a different life. They used to play golf. They did triathlons.
Mm-hmm.
Now they do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because he's not playing on my theater anymore. I'm not the stage.
Yeah.
So that life is now gone, even for my kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
are your kids grown? Are they what are they of the age? I forget.
Yeah, my daughter's 21 on the 23rd of this month. So
Okay.
she's gone. Yeah, she's on her own. And it's my boys who was by him because she was with
Okay.
my first marriage.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah, my boys are the ones who are, they're still in it.
Yeah.
They're still in it.
Mm.
You know?
Wow.
And yeah.
That's like that's a that's it's almost like an extension. Am I saying that right? It's almost like a play, an extended play
Yeah.
of the stuff he was doing to you, and now it's like, okay, since you're gone, this is shut down. But that's a reach for you though. That's a reach.
So,
That's a play towards
yeah,
you.
it is. It is. It, what covert narcs is this term called gray rock. And gray rock is just like what it is. You act like a gray rock. Nothing exciting, no color, just a gray rock. I couldn't go gray rock with him when I was going through my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't cut out everything, be a gray rock. Now I can, and it has made him very angry. So he cycles back around every now and then. Anytime I do something like the C2C and he gets wind that I'm living a happy life, it cycles back around. And now he has a female that's perfect for him. I mean, they're both in the same boat, which is interesting. So I was like, how does he find somebody that's on that level? And I can't even find a normal person in my life, but he's got
Golly.
the perfect, like I said, I have no hate. I wish them well. Like,
Yeah.
I just want them to leave me alone, but they haven't yet. I have, and I have certain things I'm yet still learning. Um, like I said, it helped me to forgive more, love more. Um, I don't wish anything, against him. Did I at one point? Yeah, I was deeply hurt.
Yeah.
But now I like I said, I grew immensely from that. Like when even my girlfriend who told me about this, she said, when you go through something like this and you come out on the other side, a lot of things that goes on in the world, you're kind of like, eh.
You just don't care. It's like a movie, right?
You're like, and it's not that you don't care. It's just like, it's kind of mundane. It's kind of like, I can't explain it. It's not like we're just numb to stuff. It's just, it's not, and I can't even really explain it. Because, like she said, nobody understands this type of abuse until you go through it. I can't really even explain it to people usually.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, can you talk to him? Like, I know he, and they come with all these, and I don't get mad anymore because I understand that they don't know.
Yeah, they don't understand.
This is a mental, you can't rationalize with them. There is no logic. There is no co-parenting with a covert narcissist. Zero.
Wow.
Yeah, their whole thing is to attack and annihilate and make you look like you are the problem. You are the reason why we divorced, no matter
Yeah.
what.
You
Yeah.
think this is just a random question? You think Kanye West is that? Just wondering.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. And like I said, it's really hard because people like me who knows this, it's a thin line. I don't know if it's him who's the narcissist or if it was Kim who's the narcissist.
Mm.
Because both, it's really, really hard because one looks, they have a way of making the other one look like the bad person.
Yeah.
And it's so believable while they are the one who's hurting. So I really don't know if he's telling the truth because the more I was vocal, the more I looked like the crazy one.
Yeah. It all. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Always.
had to, when I said I had to go totally in, that's when I got into deep into my yoga and meditation. I had to flatline because the more I I was trying to show, the more they make you look like the fool, the more
Hmm.
they make you look like the irrational one, the
Yeah.
more they
Like you
make
out
you
there
look
losing
like,
your mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
why I'm asking because I'm like, it to the public, it looks like Kanye's losing his mind.
yeah,
But
that's why I don't jump on the bandwagon with that because I don't know. I don't know
yeah.
if he's legitimately being, the whole family of the Kardashians. They're
Oh,
deep in the matrix.
hold on. I could be wrong. I'm just throwing this out there though. But
Okay.
look at the history of all the men that go through that family. What happens when they come out on the other side? They're fucked up.
Yeah.
Careers are
Yeah.
shot. Kanye's cool, but a lot of them, their careers go down the drain. Their
Yeah.
dudes in the
Yeah.
whorehouse get over ODing. Like, they're fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, you on
So,
to something.
yo, I was like, I feel for Kanye because if it be true, he is really being dragged, and
Yeah.
he is being very vocal about it, and now people are laughing at him. But this is, I don't wish this
That
on anyone.
could be the case with them because I everybody says it like if you go over there and you deal with them, you come out on the other side just different.
Yeah,
Different.
it will.
And
If you're not spiritually grounded, this is how I could have easily lost my sanity.
yeah.
And every day I thank God just for that. That
Yeah.
because when I'm telling you, there's a fogginess. I didn't even know that was a part of that until I asked my friend. I said, right when I filed for divorce, I would leave my house and just couldn't put myself together. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I would drive around the neighborhood, like the hood, and I was like, I absolutely don't know how to get to where I need to get to. I couldn't put things in order. And it was the aftermath of the mind manipulation, and it
Yeah.
frustrated me. And I tell people now, and I'm just honest with it, I said I don't keep saying it because I don't want it to remain, but I said there are times where I do lose focus. I can't put things together. It's very far few in between now, but yeah, that's a real thing.
That's from
Like,
being manipulated for so many years.
yeah,
That's for
yeah,
being
yeah,
just like uncertainty. Uh I feel this way. He's saying this, he's doing this. It's
yeah,
not adding up. Always guessing. It's always a guessing game going on in your head because you know how you feel, but you're seeing what's being done. You're hearing what's being said. Then it's the love. It's the kids. I'm fucked up. I don't know what I don't know what to think. All of that
oh
for
man,
12
they
years. All of
attack
that.
you.
Huh?
They attack you. Their whole thing is to attack the most quick and vicious way possible to take you off your feet. And if you start being on the defense, you
Yeah.
don't even realize that they flipped it on you so quick that now you're defending yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
And every time it used to mess me up. I was like, how did I get here again?
Yeah.
But they charge at you with so much force and
Yeah.
conviction. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
They don't want to allow you to get your bearings. As soon as you're about to get
No,
your mind right,
no.
they spin it again, I'm sure, right?
Oh, oh, love bombing. That was the other term. Love bombing. So he would send me out to LA. I got all the kids. You know, my friends and everybody. My husband will never take care of any baby, blah 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 blah. So he's painting this picture. He's
Mm,
doing all these things. So when something happens, I'm the unappreciated one.
yeah.
I'm the crazy wife.
Yeah.
I have this fantastic husband.
Yeah.
So that was the gaslighting. That was the love bombing. There's so many games being played on you. you're just like,
Yeah, you don't know.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I feel for people who don't have the strength and the mindset. And I believe that's what I was. I mean, I was built for that. I'm thankful for that. But I don't judge anybody who, because people are like, why don't you just leave? Just
Yep.
like, people who are held captive and they end up falling in love with their captors or whatever, their abuser. People don't really understand how, like, mentally and psychologically, fucked up they have you.
Mm-hmm.
And until you're in that situation, like I said, and I'm thankful that I've been there, like now I can identify that from miles away. Like I literally can hear a narcissist, I can see their words. And so it's almost like a superpower I have. That's why I've been single. Like I hear manipulation.
Hear
I
it. Yeah.
hear, yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't settle. I won't. I
Yeah.
would never go through that again. And I'm not bitter. I'll get married tomorrow. Like people always like, they are so fascinated. They're like, after all that you've been through, you'll get married again. I was like, yeah. Marriage didn't do this to me.
Yeah.
Love
Exactly.
didn't do this to me. And I was like, that's the thing. We want to put it on something.
Yeah.
Yet
Exactly.
again, outside of us, I had things I had to heal from. And I'm like, hell yeah, get married again. And
Yeah.
like, why would I allow him to take that from me? Why would
Right.
I allow, he took everything else, and what it seems like he took. But why would I allow him to take my joy, my love, my wanting to
Yeah.
be united with somebody else again? Like, you don't get
Yeah. The
that.
union of marriage didn't do all that.
No,
So
no, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. I don't blame marriage at all. It made me look at marriage differently. It made me look at the system differently.
Right.
But do I blame marriage? No. Love, that's the most fantastic thing we have on this planet is love. You
Well,
know?
it is your duty to write your book. It is your duty to help others get out or miss that experience, see it from a mile away. It is your duty to do that. It has been bestowed upon you. You need to do that. Write that book. Continue
I
doing the
am.
adventure races. Continue living
I
free. Continue on your journey. All of that.
Thank
Tell
you.
everybody where they can check you guys out too. The website, the Team
Oh,
Onyx.
it's Team Onyx. Yep. We have it's Onyx Adventure Racing on IG. I tag Onyx in most of the stories. We have Lonnie, who is the head of our social media. So a lot of the stuff is on my page on Suki Leo Star Trek on IG. I think you have that on the
Yep, I
bottom
got
there,
it. I got it. I
and
got it.
on
Yeah.
yeah, my Facebook as well. So I'm always tagging and posting. We have a training camp coming up. Super excited to see all of our team members in one place because we're all over the place. And yeah, it's April 20th through the 23rd. And there's a race afterwards. I will not be doing that race, but there's a lot of us who will be doing the Shenandoah Epic. Um, that's another, I think it's another expedition race. So I'll be posting about that as well. So it's my first team training camp. I'm excited.
That's what's
Uh,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Hey man, keep doing it. Look,
You
looks like fun. I don't know if I ever do one, but it looks like fun.
gotta join me one day. Come on now, at least one.
Maybe. I won't say no. I won't say no because I mean I'm
Never say no.
adventurous. I'm adventurous, so I won't
At
say
least come out and kayak with me. You at least gotta do a full moon kayak with me.
no. Oh, that would be
That
cool.
I'm telling you, being out there at nighttime underneath the full moon,
That would
and
be
I bring you
cool.
through meditation out there on the water.
Oh man, yeah. And I
Yeah,
love. I'm a Pisces, so you already know.
yeah. Just don't jump in. I ain't trying to rescue nobody, but
I'm not gonna jump in.
you
I,
have to. No, I'm telling you, it's the most. I can't even explain it. You just have to do it. We do it every full moon. It's
yeah, I
even in
saw
the
the
summertime,
pictures.
it hasn't been bad.
I saw the
So
pictures. I saw some pictures when you were out there and had that full moon.
yeah,
And everybody, there was a bunch of people out there.
yeah, yeah. We
Wow.
out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take you up on that. That sounds
Hey,
interesting. I
mi
mean,
casa su casa.
I like
Come
stuff like
down.
that. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I like stuff like that. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
You'll love it.
Well, listen, I appreciate you. This has been a good one, man. And you opened up. on a whole nother level, which is cool. Me, I got you comfortable.
Yeah, I had to, lean back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, you stopped the leaning to the side, you lean back. Got you real comfortable, got you open. But no, I'm glad, thank you for telling your story. Thank you for giving your testimony. Like, this is what the show is for. So somebody watching this may be dealing with that and don't even know they're dealing with it, and maybe you could be the one to get them out of it. So yeah, man, that's what we do this for. So thank you so much for being transparent. That's what I always tell the guests. Like, hey, but and you got personal. I don't normally ask personal questions like that, but being that we know each other, this and that, and third, pretty sure that plays a part in it. But yeah, wow, that's all I can say. Wow. But thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was
Enjoyed
definitely a
as
blessing to share my
always.
story.
Oh, for
Um,
sure, for sure. This is the second time we had you back on. Somewhere down the line we'll catch up.
yeah, for sure, for
We'll catch
sure.
up. But hey, I got all the links down in the description, the website, Instagram. I gotta add the Facebook. I don't have the Facebook, but I'll add that. Um,
Okay.
Everybody, make sure you check her out. Check Suki out. Check out Team Onyx. Thank you so much. Just yeah, man. Next Tuesday, you know where I'm at again. Every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here kicking it with somebody like Suki. You know, dropping gems, telling stories, being transparent, all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you once again, Suki. I appreciate you as
Thank
always.
you.
As always.
Thank you.
Yes. Peace and love, y'all. Till next time, we are out. Let's go.